Hey beautiful people, what is up? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. Today I'm actually going to be doing one of my absolute favorite videos to film, and that is an empties video. Now, here's the weird crux of it, right? Because it is one of my favorite videos to film, but it's probably one of my least watched videos on my channel. And I don't say that to say anything bad about it. It's really funny because sometimes what you enjoy doing the most people hate. Now here's why I actually like filming these videos, because for me, when I finish a product, I rarely ever pause to reflect on did I like it, would I repurchase it? And this is the one time I get to actually go through all the products in my collection and decide, yeah, I didn't love that, maybe I would repurchase it. And also for me to reflect on how very infrequently I need to be purchasing products to begin with, because while the bulk of this does tend to be skincare, it also shows me that a moisturizer could last a month or more, you guys. So sometimes when I see myself buying skincare or hair care or makeup products, and makeup is kind of its own category, so let's just do skincare and hair care, because it's on sale, I'm yeah, but the one that I have is gonna last me 2-3 months, which means there's gonna be another sale in between that. So it's a really good point of reflection for me, so that I know, one, that I don't need to be shopping for nothing, and two, that I need to, focus on the things that I know actually work and are effective. And I do want to also acknowledge that some of the products that I get right now, because I haven't purchased skincare in a while, most of the new skincare products that I get in tends to be PR at this point. So luckily, I'm not really spending a ton of money. Okay, and lastly, I just want to give me 2.5 seconds to vent. If my energy feels a little bit off, if I feel a little low, it is because it is the Sunday before Carnival Monday. And y'all know I'm a Trini through and through. Hardcore Trini. Being a Trini that is not in Trinidad for the Carnival season hurts. It's a pain you can't even explain. It's your heart just break and shatter into all of these little pieces. And considering that, I have so much family and friends that still live in Trinidad, and I'm watching everybody fet and pick up their costume, I want somebody to play me a little tiny violin so I could cry in a room for at least 2 or 3 hours. Because with it being the Sunday before Carnival Monday, people are going to be getting prepared for Juve. And if it's one thing I hate to miss, because the pretty mask is nice, don't get me wrong, I love a good feather, a good little bead, costume, all of that, but a Juve, there's something freeing about Juve, and considering the state of the world, I feel like I need to be in somebody Juve. I feel like I need to be covered in paint and powder and mud and oil. But here I am, not doing any of that, and I am cold. On top of all of it, it is cold. That's the other thing about being a foreigner, being a Trini in a foreign country in the middle of Carnival season, and a country that is cold at the same time. Could I get a moment of silence, some thoughts and prayers? Just thank you for giving me that 2.5 seconds to rant. Now let's get into the empties. Okay, I keep all of my empties in this old Chanel bag. I know. It's actually quite funny that my garbage is, and it's actually a really pretty Chanel bag too. It got a little, can I take this off? It's a nice little textured flower, it's beautiful. But yes, this is just a bag of garbage. So I'm going to go through one by one, talk to you guys about the products, let you guys know how I feel about it, and I'm gonna try to do this quickly because this is actually products that I have been collecting for several months now. This is probably about a quarter of a year's worth of products, if not more. So this is a larger collection than I've typically done in the past for empties, but I'm going to try to keep this video relatively short. Some of these are repeats. If you've been watching these videos, for the few of you that do, you guys know that there are certain products that are just staples in my routine, and I repurchase them every single time, and they're just there. Because when you find something that works, just stick with it. That's one thing I had to learn in my skincare journey particularly, is that I don't need to try every new skincare product if I have one that works and is effective for my skin. So let's just dive in. Okay, so I actually just finished this one. This is a brand new addition to the bag, and this is actually the Repurchase Hydrating Moisturizer. This is the version 2. Now, this is the light version of this. Repurchase came out with skincare, I want to say about 2, maybe 3 years ago, and I actually really enjoy this skincare. I find it to be extremely effective, extremely lightweight. not fragrance. It's really good for sensitive skin. And they have 2 moisturizers, a light version and a heavy version. Now, I typically will use the heavy version in the winter months when my skin is extra dry. I did finish it up and I just didn't repurchase another one because going back to the point of just use up what you have in your collection. I have a ton of moisturizers. Not a lot of heavy ones, but also we're in March coming out of like the winter months. So it doesn't make sense for me to buy a heavy moisturizer as we're getting into spring. So I was like, I'm going to just use up these light ones and just extra layer them so that they can be a little bit more effective. But let's talk about this light hydration cream. Now, I think I might have preferred the original formula better than this one because I think it's really good for oily skin. One of the things about moisturizers sometimes is that if they are a little bit too heavy and you have oily skin, you're just gonna look greasy. This Refill moisturizer I do think is still really good for oily skin because it is still really light in the winter time. Like, don't get me wrong, I had to layer this in the winter time for it to be extremely effective because my skin is extra dry. But if you have oily skin, I think you will really, really like this, considering how it sinks into the skin really well and it doesn't sit on top. It isn't heavy at all. It is very, very lightweight, as it says. It also has niacinamide, which I found to be really good for my skin and my skin issues. So I appreciate that it has 2% niacinamide. It has 2% dimethicone, don't really care, and 2% squalene. All of which I guess are other great hydration things. But for me, niacinamide is the product that I find to be one of the most effective on my skin. So, yeah, I would totally repurchase this, but I have a collection. I'm not buying nothing until I am done with that collection. Another product that I recently finished up, and I actually might go out of my way to pick up this because it is that effective, and that is the Remedy for Dark Spots. Now, this is, I want to call it like a retinol, so it's a night sort of serum that is really like an all-in-one. So it has retinol, mandelic acid, kojic acid, glutathione, licorice root, tranexamic acid, niacinamide, silymarin, and another thing I'm not even going to try to pronounce. But essentially, this is supposed to be like this all-in-one skincare product. I know that it was created by this like really famous TikTok or one of those social media type dermatologists, but I can say that this is really effective. Not necessarily for the dark spots correction thing that it claims to be, but for being a good retinol, in my opinion. Now, I do have prescription retinol that I use in my routine, but for the days where I felt my skin was really, really sensitive, because not only do I have a prescription retinol, I also have prescription clindamycin and benzoyl peroxide that I use. Sometimes when I use both of those either in the same day or too frequently, my skin could get sensitized. So this was a sort of like lighter version of retinol that I didn't have to use my prescription retinol. So when my skin was feeling really sensitive, I went in with this, and I thought it was really, really good. In terms of like lightening dark spots, I have / prefer using the Topicals Faded Cream for that. But I think that this is a really good all-in-one if you don't have any prescription retinol products. Because I did feel like when I woke up the next day, my skin always kind of just looked a little bit better, a little bit more refreshed, a little bit more supple. So would recommend this. I don't think I have any more over-the-counter retinol type products that I can like substitute in for when my prescription retinol just feels like a little bit too much, which is why I say I might actually pick up another bottle of this. Maybe. I'm not sure. Because Good Molecules does have an over-the-counter retinol. It's not as strong as this one or as effective, but it is pretty good. So, and it's cheaper to my knowledge, so I might go with that one. It might actually be in here somewhere. Okay. So, I have used up a ton of these, and this is the Origins Mega Mushroom Skin Relief Micellar Cleanser. It's basically, yeah, so it's basically just like a micellar water type thing. It's fine. I keep getting these for free when I shop at the CCO, which is why I have so much of them. I wouldn't purchase it on my own because I don't think it really does anything for my skin. But yeah, if I get it for free, I'm gonna use it. Next, I have from Vist the Weekend Glow Daily Brightening Solution. This was given to me in PR, so Vist is actually a really nice brand. I really like their cleanser. There are a couple of products from the brand, and I should probably see, like even this was a part of the PR, which is the Brightening and Tightening Mask. This was also a really nice mask. I love that it came in this sort of like plastic travel size kind of container. This was really good. I liked it. It's fine. I mean, I love a good mask 2 to 3 times a week. So this was nice. I really like this as a brand. They seem to be pretty simple, pretty clean cut, to the point, not a ton of fragrance or anything in there. Going back to the brightening solution though, I thought that this had glycolic acid in it. I guess not. So it says 4 acid complex plus bearberry extract. What are the acids? Oh, it is glycolic acid. So I wish that they would put it on there because I remember using this at night. When it comes to glycolic acid, that's typically the toners that I would use in my nighttime routine. So I tend to go for like a lighter toner in the morning, and then in the night I'd do like a glycolic acid toner. But looking at this, glycolic acid is actually the third ingredient. The second ingredient is witch hazel. You know, that's probably why my skin was like slightly sensitive. If I had like even any irritation, this wasn't super helpful. But as a brand, I thought it was fine. Would I repurchase this? Yeah, I mean, this would come to my head after I'm done using up everything as a brand. But as of right now, I have a ton of glycolic acid toners that I need to go through. Okay. Next up, we have this 10% niacinamide booster from Paula's Choice. I really like this one, you guys. So niacinamide is supposed to refine pores and smooth texture. I typically, like, my preferred niacinamide is the niacinamide toner from Good Molecules. And I remember I was buying that like constantly to the point where I had a ton of niacinamide serums that I wasn't using up. So I actually said, you know what, I'm going to stop buying the toners until I can use up the serums. So I've been incorporating niacinamide serums into my routine. This one from Paula's Choice was really nice. What I loved about this one is that it was lightweight enough that I could use it in the morning and at night, because that is when I feel like using it twice a day I felt was like the most effective for my skin. So this one I felt like seeped into the skin really nicely so that I could use it day and night. And I always felt like this was really good. Like, would I repurchase this? I don't know. How much is this one? I don't know how much it costs. Because this was PR too. Now I'm thinking about it. This was definitely PR. I do have a niacinamide serum from Good Molecules that I'm using right now. But I don't like the niacinamide serum from Good Molecules. I like their toner. I'm just trying to use up the serum. It is a little bit on the thicker end, so I do have to only use it at night because it's too thick for the day for me. But this one is a good day and night one. Definitely. Okay, quick little makeup break. Or makeup into this. So I finally finished up my Yummy Skin Balm Powder. That's not what it's called, is it? Yummy Skin Blurring Balm Powder from Vanessa Myricks. Now this is in the shade 8.5. I also have this in Universal and 8, I believe. 8.5 was one of the newer shades that they came out with. It actually suited my skin tone way better. I believe the original one was a little bit too cool toned for me, and this one leans a little bit more warm, and I'm a yellow/golden undertone. So I needed something that was a little bit warmer than what they had, because that other one, I remember it pulled a little gray on me. So yeah, I love this. What I like about this is that, one, it's great for oily skin types. It is excellent at keeping you like matte. And it is sort of designed to as a primer and as a foundation in one, which very few products actually do well. This is one of the few that it works exactly as a primer and a foundation really, really, really well. So you don't have to prime your face. Love that. I desperately want to repurchase this, but I have so much foundations. So much foundations, y'all. I cannot allow myself to repurchase this until I finish up some. Just saying. Well... Maybe in the summertime, depending on how hot the sun gets and how matte I need to be, I might be forced to repurchase this, because this is such a good sort of oily skin mattifying product. It's one of those where the more you wear it, the longer you wear it, the Upsolite really starts to work and mattify even more. So it's one that actually starts to look better over time, if that makes sense. So I might have to come back to this in the summertime. The next product I want to mention is the Win Beauty Concealer. This is a really good one. Win Beauty is Serena Williams' brand. It's available at Ulta. It's also, I would say, quite affordable. Now, is it drugstore pricing? Well, kind of. Considering the price is a drugstore now, it's like high-end drugstore. It actually kind of reminds me of LYS, where the price tends to be in that like high teens, low $20 range. Which to me is like, a high-end drugstore, because a lot of these drugstore products are in that $20 range now anyway. So I really like this. I thought this was a good concealer. It was pretty lightweight. It wasn't too heavy. I didn't experience a ton of creasing. I don't really get a ton of creasing in my under eyes. So yeah, I would definitely consider repurchasing this because I actually thought it was a good one. Circling back to skincare, I actually have this pore shrinking toner from Banish. This was another product that I received in PR. In addition to this one, I do have their eye cream and their moisturizer that I'm still going through. I'm realizing I'm going through those a lot slower than I thought I would, which means that I don't really like them. I do find them to be slightly irritating. The cream, which is like a vitamin C cream, seems to like irritate my skin a little bit. I don't think it agrees with my prescription products. But the toner was fine. This is rosemary water and watermelon fruit. Yeah, it was fine. You know, I can't say that I love this. I also can't say that I hate it. I just thought it was okay. Nothing to really write home about. Yeah. I wouldn't say it necessarily shrank my pores, but yeah, it was a fine toner. Would I repurchase it? Probably not, because I've had better toners. Next is a makeup kind of skincare hybrid. Actually, it's a makeup product. Let's say that. So this is the Ready Set Seal setting spray from Juvia's Place. This is actually a really good setting spray. I do feel like this does lean a little bit more mattifying. Is it the best mattifying setting spray I've had? No. I would probably give that to Charlotte Tilbury. Yeah, Charlotte Tilbury probably has the best mattifying setting spray. But this is a good one. And it's also like a fraction of the price of Charlotte Tilbury. I don't know what happened, but I feel like them sprays now are like $40 for Charlotte. And ain't no way. No ma'am, no ma'am. Charlotte has lost her mind. I'm not spending that on Charlotte's setting spray. So if you want like a good one at the drugstore price, this is a decent option. I've also heard that the Milani one is really comparable to Charlotte. I've never tried it, but it is on my list to try once I'm done with like the 20 million other setting sprays that I have in my collection that I need to go through. Just saying. Okay, a staple that you guys have seen in every single one of these videos, and this will not leave my routine at any time soon. This is the Clinique Moisture Surge Hydrating Serum. I go through about one of these a month. This is a beautiful, hydrating, lightweight serum. And even though I have oily skin, I do think that part of the ways in which you control oily skin is that you hydrate your skin properly so it doesn't overly produce oil. That being said, sometimes these hydrating serums can be a little bit too thick if you have oily skin. This is probably the only one that I found that actually sinks into the skin really well so that I can put it on under makeup and I can put it on in the morning without having my skin be overly oily or greasy when it comes time to apply makeup. This is also the only serum that I've found that really like works with everything. I get no pilling. I get no sort of like bad interactions with any other product that I put on top of it. This is literally the first step in my routine. Once I'm done in the morning and I shower, I go in with a toner, and this is the first thing I put on my face after that toner. And I do think that this helps absorb every other thing after the fact. So this is always, always, always in my routine. I can't even tell you how many of these I've been through. Ooh, this one I liked. So this was another PR product. This is from Edam. This is their Dark Spot Serum. This one was actually really good. I feel like I did see a little bit of improvement in my skin and in my hyperpigmentation. I do have a lot of scarring currently from all of the acne I've been experiencing lately. I don't know what it is. My skin done lost its damn mind. I do need to find a new dermatologist, but that's for another day. But I felt like this was actually a really, really good serum. I used this up so quickly because I really enjoyed how it felt on my skin. It was also like really nice and kind of hydrating and milky. This was nice. This was nice. I would love to repurchase this. Maybe, sort of, kind of. Because I felt like this paired with the Topicals Faded Cream, match made in heaven. Loved this. Yeah, so if you're looking for a good dark spot serum, this is a good one. And I do think you can use this all over the face. It just helps even out the skin tone and everything. Speaking about setting sprays, even though that's not what we were just speaking about, I know I mentioned the Charlotte Tilbury is a good one. The Juvia's Place one that I just showed you guys is also really good. Another amazing option, and this is a really good one to like pair with others, like if you want to like really lock it in, but this is kind of like hairspray for the face, is the One Size Until Dawn setting spray. Like this really is like hairspray for the face. Like it's gonna lock you in. It's super effective. I do think that this is an excellent one as well if you have oily skin or you just want to go for a more mattifying look. Would definitely consider repurchasing this once I'm done using up my other products. Okay, speaking of the Good Molecules Niacinamide Toner, I told you guys that has been a staple in my routine for a while, and it's been a couple of months since I've actually done this. So this is what that bottle looks like. You guys, if you've been on here or if you watched me do any of these before, you've also seen me empty a ton of these. Like, at this point, more than a dozen. So if you know, you know. This is the best niacinamide toner. For me, I find that it leaves my skin super bright, super supple. Like, it just makes me look like really glowy and radiant, which is great considering that this weather doesn't allow for that, you know, a lot of times. Okay, I also have a second one of that Clinique Moisture Surge Serum. I told you guys, absolute staple. This goes nowhere. So it's probably like one more in this bag if we're being honest, because of how much I use this up, because this is an everyday thing for me. If I put nothing else on my face, I'm going to put this Clinique serum on my face. Like, period. Okay, let's do a little bit of a body care now. I think I picked this up at TJ Maxx. This is the Kopari Ultra Restore Body Butter with hyaluronic acid. I really like this one. Now, body butters are some things that I tend to stay away from, except for in the winter months. So I really got a chance to dig into this in the winter because, you know, your skin is dry, you're doing your best to hydrate, and don't nobody want to be ashy. Ashiness is not allowed. So I really like this. It also had like a really nice smell. Yeah, it was like a coconut smell. Yeah, it definitely had a coconut smell, but it was lightweight to the point where it didn't feel overly fragrant, which I appreciated. So this is one that I would consider picking up. And even though this is a body butter, so it's thicker than just like a body lotion, I did feel that it was still lightweight enough that I wouldn't mind wearing this into like spring or like fall. Summertime, no, because I just think it's too much for the summertime, but like spring, fall, winter, it works really well because it's thick, but it's not like overly greasy or anything. So yeah, this was a good one. Oh, and it smelled so good. Going back to setting sprays. So I actually do have an empty of that Charlotte Tilbury spray that I was telling you guys about. This is the absolute best mattifying setting spray that I think I've ever used. Like, this is what I typically travel with. This is what I know. Like, if I am going somewhere and I need to be snatched for the whole time, I'm gonna have this one. I do have a travel size version, which is what I typically take with me when I travel for my work trips. And that's because my work trips tend to be like at least 12-hour days. So I want to be locked in, like completely locked in for 12 hours. So this is one that I love, 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 love. Would I repurchase this? Yes. And you know, here's the thing. I know I said I probably wouldn't, but I do know the Ulta 21 Days of Beauty sale is coming up, and this is going to be on sale for 50% off. So I think I might. Yeah, for 50% off. Yeah, we could do that. Just saying. So for 50% off, I would buy it because I think at that price, that should be the price. Let's be honest. The 50% off should be the price. So I think I'll pick up one of these during that Ulta 21 Day sale, especially because, like I said, it's such a good mattifying one, and we're getting into the summer months. I know I'll use it up in the summer without like any question. Okay, I do have some body lotion again from Bath & Body Works. This is the Stress Relief one. This is the aromatherapy line. I actually have a bunch of these because I be stressing, y'all. Aren't we all? Aren't we all stressed in some ways? So yeah, I mean, I love the Bath & Body Works aromatherapy line. I do tend to pick it up when they have their like $3 sale. So I have a couple of those. I don't typically include them in this video, so I don't know how it ended up in this bag, but because I also emptied at least 3 more bottles of aromatherapy lotions, but I just threw them all away. So yeah. So I did manage to finish one foundation, and it's a skin tint, but we're going to call it a foundation. This is the Eavesdrop Fenty Skin Tint. This is nice. I think it took me a while to actually start liking this one. It's lightweight. I personally am not a huge fan of skin tints because I do think that they tend to lean a little bit more oily, a little bit more greasy. They don't have that mattifying that I need, but I appreciate them for their lightweightedness. Whatever the word is. I appreciate them for how lightweight they are on the skin. So it took me a minute to finish this one, but I was glad when I was done. Is it the best skin tint? No, but you know, it was forgettable. Let's just say that I forgot about it until I just pulled it out to the bag. Okay, I have 3 mascaras to talk about with you guys. Now, the ABH mascara, this was like a travel size. I feel like this one is like a dupe for the Too Faced Born This Way wand. It's fine. I would prefer the Too Faced over this one, if we're being honest. Then we have the Blend Bunny Omni Lash Mascara. I was like, what is the name of this one? Which is, I just know it as like Just a Good Mascara. And that's what it really is, just a good mascara. Oh my god, what? This wand is, oh, sorry. This is super old, so like all of the things are like sticking together, which is, you know, changing mascaras, guys. Like, these things are not meant to be more than 2 to 3 months, so make sure you're changing them. This, again, just a good mascara. I don't even know how else to describe it. That's how they describe it. And when I remember when I tried it, I was like, oh, they're right. So much so that I actually just bought 2 more. This is my fresh one that I'm actually using. And so that's what the wand is supposed to look like. And I bought one for one of my friends who was like, do you have like a good mascara to recommend? And I was like, yeah, I do, girl. I do. So I literally bought her one. What am I seeing here? Anyways, whatever. And then I also have the Esam mascara. This I got in PR. This is also just, it's a solid mascara. Pretty standard wand. I do think for the price, I wouldn't repurchase this. I think it's on the high end in terms of priciness. And you can't... Mascaras, here's the thing. Mascaras is one of those products that I don't think you should pay more than $10 for. Even the Blend Bunny mascara is $13, and that's probably as high I would go, maybe $15. But one, you can typically get a good Blend Bunny sale. I think I paid $8 for that, so can't complain. But brands that charge like $30 for mascara, there's no way. There's no way. I personally really like the... what's that green one? Princess Lash Mascara, and that one I think is less than $10, maybe less than $5. It's a really good one. I would recommend that one as an option. But I don't believe in paying an exorbitant amount of money for mascara. Of all the products that you want to invest your money into, mascara isn't one of them. They don't last that long because you should be changing them frequently. I say, they say 3 months, closer to 2 because they do start drying out and it's your eyes. You want to be very careful. So don't spend $30 on a product that you probably won't use up. You have to change it really quickly. Yeah, I can't tell you a single mascara that I've found or used that's actually worth that high of a price tag. Okay, so I do have the Clean It Zero Cleansing Balm. This is probably one of my absolute favorites, if not favorite cleansing balm. I do have another giant one because when I do find this in TJ Maxx or Marshalls, I try to pick it up. Because this, I think, for the amount of product that you get and the price, amazeballs. And it also does a really good job. I think that this performs better than like Clinique or what's that other one? There's a really, really popular one that's also really expensive. But like this, I'm pretty sure it's like 20-something dollars. It's considered drugstore. You get so much more product and I think it's so much more effective that I would definitely recommend people use this one over like the Cliniques and whatnot. But hey, another really good cleansing balm is the one from Versed. I think I mentioned this at the top of this video. I really like their cleansing balm. Probably my favorite product from what they sent to me in PR. So it was a little bit of a small package and the cleansing balm was in there. This is probably my favorite product from that. It's really good, super effective, especially at taking off like mascara and eyeliner, which is where I tend to judge cleansing balms on. Like any one of them can take off like foundation. Base products, that's fine. But mascara and eyeliner, that's where the true test comes into place. If they can do that, then they have my seal of approval. And that was a good one. Another really good cleansing balm, and this is from a brand that I really like. I thought their products were great. This is True Botanicals. Their cleansing balm was so good. It was a little bit more on the oily side, but I thought really effective. And it smelled pretty good as well. Yeah, this was a really, really good cleansing balm. Excellent job. Definitely more on the more expensive side. I would say the Clean It Zero Vanilla & Co. one, probably the best bang for your buck. This is also really good and still on the more affordable side because I'm pretty sure it's sold at like Target. This one is definitely pricey, but really good. And it's like, this is gonna sound stupid, but it is kind of like aesthetically pleasing. Like this is a glass container, which is different from the plastic ones that I showed you guys. It has a lot of weight to it, so if you want that kind of like really aesthetic thing, I think True Botanicals is a nice brand for that. Oh, I forgot to mention this. So the Win concealer that I showed you guys, I actually had picked up 2 shades of it. I finished both of them. That's to tell you how much I loved it, that was exclusively what I was using at a point. Really, really good concealer. Right now, I'm actually using my Tom Ford Traceless Matte Stick Concealer, if you want to call it that. Yo, I forgot how good this one was. I know this is like a tangent, but this, whoo. So I actually found it at the CCO and it was 75% off. So I think I paid like $15 for it. So it was stupid cheap because I think that's like a $60 concealer, okay? I have a review on it actually. It's like a $60 concealer. Don't pay $60 for it. I don't think it's $60 worth, but it probably is the best concealer that I've ever used. So if your CCO has it on clearance, make sure you grab it. That being said, the Win one is great. It's excellent. If you don't have problematic skin, you'll be fine with it. I used to use the Sephora Best Skin Ever Concealer. This one actually still, I think, has some product in... No, this one's done. This one is a little bit thicker, though, and I do find that no, it tends to crease on me, and I think it's just because of how heavy it is. So this isn't one that I would repurchase. It was fine for what it was. It's actually probably better as a foundation because of how thick it is than it is a concealer. But yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this, especially now that I'm obsessed with this Tom Ford one. I have one backup of it. I'm considering getting one more. So I might go back to the CCO just to get one more. Because this is, so just to go back, I'm sorry, I know I'm going back and forth, but for the Tom Ford concealer, this is all of the product that you get for $60. See what I mean? And yes, I recognize I've used this a little bit, so maybe add like a smidge more, but yeah, I should probably get another one of these because you don't get a ton of product in this, so it's very easy to finish this up. I have already finished up one of these in the past. It's that good. So to get it for $15 on that like deep clearance, I might have to swing back to my CCO and grab one or two more. Another sort of body care product, this is the Good Molecules Body Discoloration Correcting Body Treatment. I don't think I saw much with this. I think it's just easier for me to use my topical faded cream on my body. So the products that I use for my face, the products that you use for your face, you can pretty much use them for your body as well. I remember my dermatologist would say that because I also am someone that suffers from chest and back acne. So she'd just be like, yeah, you can use it on your body. So this I felt like didn't do much to clear up my skin. What did do a lot to clear up my like chest acne specifically was the Topicals Faded Cream. So this isn't one that I would repurchase. So because I felt like I had to force myself to finish it because I was just like, this isn't working and I feel like I'm wasting my time. And it's not even like a good moisturizer to make up for it. So I wouldn't buy this one again. There are a lot of Good Molecules products that I love, but also some that I'm just like, it's not really worth it. So I've talked ad nauseum about this. Let's bring her out. This is the Topicals Faded Cream. Now this is a black owned brand, which I, had pretty recently found out about it. It has kojic acid, tranexamic acid, melatonin, niacinamide, licorice root, and azelaic acid. No. This smells like baby vomit. It's the worst thing you will ever put on your face smell-wise, but this is probably the most effective. You can stomach the smell for how effective this is. I'm just saying. When it comes to my hyperpigmentation and the scarring that I get from picking at my acne, this is the only thing that I found that clears it up very quickly. So this is a product that I have. I'm currently using one right now, and I think I have a backup. And it's one that I use and will go through like frequently depending on how my skin is acting up, because again, I will use it on my face and my chest to clear up my scarring, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Such a good product. And this was actually one of the products that my old dermatologist recommended. This was when I had a black female dermatologist who left me to go get married and be in North Carolina with her husband. I'm not bitter. And then her replacement was this lady who just clearly, in my opinion, wasn't as versed in working with deeper skin tones, which is why I haven't been back to her, and which is why I need a new dermatologist. I guess it was a short story after all. Anyways, so I did manage to finish up one of my Pat McGrath concealers. Pat McGrath is also a brand that has one of my favorite concealers. This is a really, really good one. I do find that it does crease a little bit on me now, but it's still a really good concealer. I would consider repurchasing this. Yeah, I'd consider repurchasing this. It's a solid concealer. Then I have an empty of the hyaluronic acid serum from Good Molecules. This is one of the products that I would recommend from Good Molecules. So much so that this is actually not the standard size. This is actually the big version of it. It does come in a smaller size bottle, but because this was one that I would use every night, I just paid and got the bigger bottle because I'm like, I'm gonna use it. This is probably my favorite hyaluronic acid. I used to use the one from The Ordinary, but I found that that was a little too thick for my preference, and it didn't really seep into the skin. It just kind of sat on it, and I feel like this one does a better job at sinking into the skin. So I would actually recommend this one over The Ordinaries. So this is a really, really good hyaluronic acid if you're in the market for one. Now, I emptied 2 of my favorite brow pencils. This is the Precisely My Brow from Benefit. I love this one, but I also like the ABH one, but I find that this one tends to last longer, which is great because the ABH and the Benefit pencils are the same price, if I'm not mistaken. So it just makes it more economic for me to buy this one because I do find that these last longer. Like the ABH one, I feel like I can finish it in like a month. This one will give me a couple months, you know, like at least 2. Month and a half. So I finished up 2 of these. I wear the shade 5. Absolutely love this. I also think that this glides on a little bit smoother than the ABH. So it's a little bit, I guess, more waxy. Waxier. Anyways, it's just smoother as it glides onto the eyes compared to the ABH, which I think is a little bit stiffer. But both are great. Both are great. I would choose either or. While I do like the pencils, I don't think I really like their brow gel. So I had the brow gel as well. It's not necessarily my favorite brow gel. It's fine. It's okay. But it's not my favorite, you know. Would I repurchase this? Maybe. On a good sale. On a good sale, I would buy this. Because I feel like you also don't get a ton of product. But paired together, it's a superb combination. Okay, we have 5 more products. So I did finish up one of my Blend Bunny lip oils. This is amazing. What I love about the Blend Bunny lip oils is that they also kind of work as like a overnight mask. So like you can put it on and go to sleep and you wake up and your lips are perfection. This is amazing. So much so I did actually buy a backup of this. I bought a new one of this. This is the shade Love Bite, which I love because of like the kind of like rich mauvey tone. And because it is a lip oil, you don't get a ton of pigment, but you get decent enough pigment that your lips just look a little juicier. The Blend Bunny lip oil is fantastic, phenomenal. All of mine are at least halfway done. And that's because I actually genuinely love them and do keep using them. I finished up this Juvia's Place brow gel. This is a really good brow gel. I also think it's one of the affordable ones. I tried to repurchase this, but it wasn't being sold in Ulta anymore. You could only buy it on the website. And then if you're only buying from the website, then you have to get to a certain point to pay for shipping. And there's not much else I want from Juvia's Place. So would I repurchase this? Only if I can get it at Ulta at like a stupid discount. Because like I'm not going to go through the hoops of buying on the Juvia's Place website. But it's a fine brow gel. It's great. Eye cream. So I finished up the caffeine eye cream from, what's this brand called? The Inky List. This is like the Sephora version of like the ordinary kind of cheapish brand. Oh, that sounds bad. It's a very affordable brand at Sephora. This is a fine eye cream. It's a fine eye cream. It doesn't do anything to write home about. It doesn't do anything spectacular. It just, in my opinion, it just hydrates the under eyes, which is fine, which is pretty much all I need for the morning anyway. So it's okay. Would I repurchase? Honestly, for the price, it's not bad. It's really not a bad eye cream. Yeah, I would buy this again. Oh, what is an amazing eye cream, though, is the Estee Lauder Advanced Night Repair Cream. This is amazing. This is great. This line from Estee Lauder is just superb. Estee Lauder is a brand that I think a lot of people sleep on because it's seen as like an old brand, but their skincare is actually really darn good, you guys. The moisturizer version of this, amazing. No, not the moisturizer. That little serum thing. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. So good. So good. Yeah, this line is one of the best things that they've put out. And the eye cream is equally deliciously amazing. So definitely if you have or want to splurge, if you have the ability to or / want to, you know, splurge on an eye cream, a nice good night eye cream, this is it. This is the one. And then the last product that I have to show you guys is actually a primer. This is from Milk Makeup. This is their mattifying primer. This is a really, really good mattifying primer. This is one of my absolute favorite mattifying primers. Again, if you have oily skin or you need your makeup to last, this is one of the primers that I would pair with like the Charlotte Tilbury setting spray to make sure everything is locked in. It's really good under all makeup. It sinks into the skin really well. It doesn't make you feel any like tightness or anything like that, but it does provide really good longevity for your makeup. So I would 100% recommend this one. Okay, so that was a long video. I tried to do like speed reviews as I went through them. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing my empties. This is again one of my favorite videos to film and really good way of me reflecting on the things that I've emptied that I maybe have not thought about since I emptied, as well as like what are the things that I absolutely love and have already purchased backups of. So let me know down in the comments below if you love these videos. You know, let me know that for one, or you know, are there products that are staples in your routine that you continue to empty, or are there things here that you saw that you might be interested in? If you just want to support the channel and you don't know what, or don't have anything to say, go ahead and leave an orange heart per usual. Again, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I'll catch you in my next one. Bye.